Silver Springs State Park, right here in Ocala, Florida. That's a place I've been to a lot. Maybe you've been there too. And all of the things that people used to go there for, like the glass bottom boats, they're still there. Well, that's probably the only thing that's still there from the old theme park. But now it's a state park, and it's just a beautiful place to go, a beautiful place to walk around. If you can canoe, they rent canoes and kayaks and paddle boards. They even rent clear canoes so you can see down to the bottom of the river. And if you do take a canoe, or if you take one of the boat rides, the glass bottom boats that have captains on them who will talk to you, you will see alligators, and at this time of year in January you will see manatees. And of course you'll see fish, and you'll hear stories of how the TV show Sea Hunt was filmed there, and how the movie The Creature from the Black Lagoon was filmed there, and how some scenes from James Bond was filmed there, and so many other things. And it's just a great place to go. But for us here locally, we've heard those stories so many times. By the way, you might see monkeys too. And for us, I think it's just a really beautiful place to go and unwind, relax, just meditate, or just, I don't know, when you're 70 years old, which guess what? I'm almost there. I remember when I was in school, one of the teachers said, "Boys, you're expected to live 70 years old, and girls, you're expected to live 72 years old." Well, how old was I when I heard that? 10, 11? I thought, wow, I got a lot of time. And now I'm looking at a few weeks before I turn 70. Well, what better way to do it than to be painting pictures in a journal. This is in my new journal. I guess I shouldn't call it my new journal anymore. Look, I'm almost done. This journal's almost filled. I think when it is filled, I'll do a video that's just about the journal itself. Anyway, let me show you how I painted that picture of Silver Springs right now. Before I do anything today, I want to show you how cold it is here in Ocala, Florida. It's 28 degrees and clear. So it's cold outside. I haven't looked yet, but I think that means, I would guess that means that the bird bath is frozen. And I know you're in a place that gets much colder. And I know you're in a place that's going to be cold for a long time still, because it's only January. But here in Ocala, Florida, that's news right there. It is news. So I'm going to paint something that is something, I think, a place that we all love in this part of the state. It's Silver Springs. It's a place where glass bottom boats still float down the river and give you little tours. They still have the captains that sit in the boat and tell you about the wildlife and the history and the movies that were made there and TV shows that were made there. So it's a very cool place to be. It's a very relaxing place to be. It used to be a theme park, and now it's a state park, because when Disney came to Florida, pretty much theme parks like Silver Springs didn't survive, because most people were going down to the more exciting, I guess you would say, theme parks. And Silver Springs is beautiful and tranquil, and you would argue not exciting, although It depends on what excites you, really. I'm reluctant to say it's not exciting, but what I mean by not exciting is it doesn't have roller coasters and it doesn't have exciting rides like that, but it has beautiful natural things that would excite somebody. Things like alligators. You can see alligators on the sides of the river, and you can see what do I want to say here? You can see manatees this time of year. Absolutely, you can see manatees this time of year, and especially this time of year, because the manatees escape the cold, cold water. And I did learn something recently about the manatees that I never knew. The manatees have no natural predators. They have no way to defend themselves, and yet they have no natural predators. Isn't that fascinating? That they have no big sharp teeth or big sharp claws. They really can't move fast. They can go, with the flow of the river, but everything else can swim faster than them. So they can't swim fast, and they don't only stay in the fresh water. They go out to the salt water also. And out in the salt water there are sharks, and the sharks don't mess with them. The sharks don't touch them. The alligators don't touch them. So really the only living thing that is an issue for the manatee is, guess who? Us. Yeah, us, you and I, people. And I think a lot of times we don't realize how careless we can be, and that's what happens to them. They get hit by boats, so you have to be careful. It's kind of an unwritten. Well, it is written actually. you have to slow down when you're in the river on your boat. But taking a canoe in the Silver River, which is what this is in Silver Springs, it's the Silver River. Taking a canoe is such a tranquil thing. Now, last time Robert and I took a canoe, we decided to be like super canoers, and we went 5 miles, and I'll tell you, at the end of those 5 miles, I was worn out. So, next time I rent a canoe at Silver Springs or any place else, I'm just going to stay local. I'm not going to go far. I'm going to stay in the general area where the water is, because if you go downstream, then guess what? You have to come back upstream. Yeah, I know. That's not easy always, especially for me. I know you're a he-man. You're a he or a she woman. you got muscles galore. I'm pretty strong actually, but 5 miles is a long way. Hey, I'll be honest with you though, it was downstream. The day I'm talking about, Rob and I went downstream, so you would think it would have been easy, and I guess it was. Maybe I'm just a wimp. I need to up my game a little bit. Anyway, so yeah, it is a beautiful place. I love this place. Like I say, like when company comes, like Robin has some family down right now from Wisconsin, and they want to see some of the Florida things. They've been here many times before, so it's not that big of a deal for them. Plus, they're old like us. They're not as old as us actually, but they're up there. I hope they're not listening. They are up there though. And so going to Disney World and stuff isn't exactly their cup of tea either. But I don't slight Disney World. I think Disney World has a place. Hey, I loved it when I was younger. I loved it when my son was younger, and when Robin's kids were younger. We used to take them all the time. Working in radio, we had kind of this privilege that we could go there and get discounted tickets or free tickets, and those were exciting times. Especially if they had something new and they wanted the media to know about it, they would send out these little mail. Actually, back then it was mail. There was no email back then. And they would send us these letters to say, "Hey, we're having an open house. We're inviting the media," and I jumped on those. That happened at the perfect time in my life because I was a young dad and I wasn't making much money, but any opportunity to have a free ticket to a theme park was very exciting. Yeah. Trying to get some light blue here without getting too much white in there. You can see what I'm doing. I'm building the water a little bit. Building the surface. And I'm using gouache, in case you didn't realize it. I guess I should talk about the art a little bit. So today, as cold as it is, we're going to go to a home show. Yes, we're going with Robin's family. Her visitors from Wisconsin. And it promises to be a good home show. So we'll see what kind of things are available for the homeowner, for the people with the money pit. All right, let's see. What do I want to do here? Let's get some of this dark back here. Get some of these little trees here. The background trees. So we took a boat ride on this river. In fact, the reference photo I'm using for this painting is from that day. It wasn't that long ago. It was just a couple weeks ago. We took the 90-minute boat tour, and as many times as I've been down that river, and as many times as I've heard, different facts about the river, etc., you still learn something new, from the boat captain. He does have some information that you might not have known. So and there are monkeys in these woods here in this area. They're not natural. They're not native. They're, what do you call it? An invasive species, but guess what? They're not going anywhere unless the government decides to eradicate them, which I hope never happens. But they are out there. They were the result of a tourist idea. I know some people say it was from the Tarzan movies, but I've heard that it wasn't. So I heard that it was a gentleman who wanted to increase tourism, so he put the monkeys on an island, and the monkeys could swim, and he didn't know they could swim, so they swam off the island, and the rest is history. They're out in the woods. They're out in the woods making families, making little monkeys. Yeah. They're called Rhesus macaque or something. R-H-E-S-U-S. R-H-E-S-U-S. And then the macaque is M-A-C-A-Q-U-E, I think. And they are out there, and I've seen them. Other people have seen them better than me. I've seen videos that people have taken where they see the monkeys. And I'm not talking about Mickey Dolans. No, I didn't see those monkeys. I never met any of those monkeys. Never. Alright, so there's a little place over here, right there, that's going to be concrete. All right, let me get different brush now and do that part right there. Let's see, what do I want to do? Let me get some of this yellow ochre and lighten it up with the white. Right there. I should get some this darker color too. Get some of this Payne's gray, put it in there. There we go. There we go. This spot that I'm painting right here is where you often will see an alligator just laying there, just basking in the sun. Looks like I need more. A little more Payne's gray. I should keep it out so I don't gotta look for it every time. So here we go. A little more Payne's gray. Thin it out a little bit. Yeah, today's Saturday, so we'll do Saturday things today. Okay, and I use that same brush, just clean it off. A little bit of white along the edge here, where the sun is hitting it. There we go. Alright, now let's get some of this yellow ochre. I'll lighten it up a lot with the white. Put a little tiny fence over here. Little tiny fence. There we go. See that fence? Okay. Now let's get some of this yellow and get some of these trees here. These autumn trees in January, autumn and January. There we go. Make this a little bit darker here. There we go. There we go. All right, now let's put some of these palm trees in there. These are the palm trees that are there. Yep, there's lots of palm trees there. From a distance, they just look like a cluster. Just a cluster of color. There we go. Now let's put those trunks on them. Bring them way down into the ground where they're planted. go. And of course we have to have the reflections in the water of them. They come way down here. There we go. Let's get some more little dark areas. Let me get a different brush. Let me get a different brush, a little bit bigger brush. Get some of these darker areas. And let's get it thinned down a little bit with the water. The amount of water that comes out of the spring at Silver Springs is unbelievable. It's millions. It's millions and millions. Let's hope it never stops. That would be a shame. Okay, well there's our picture of Silver Springs. Just a little picture of something from my own backyard right here in Ocala, Florida. Maybe on a little bit warmer day than it is today. It's a beautiful place if you ever get to this part of the world. Alright, thank you for watching. I'll talk to you later.